Consulting Engineers represents the business interests of consulting engineering firms in Alberta. We represent 8,500 individuals in the province and 85 member firms. Consulting engineer firms represents approximately $2 billion annually to the Alberta economy. The big difference CEA makes is to advocate on behalf of our members on the issues that are important for our member firms. If there's an issue of public policy that is a concern for our firms that we think is perhaps a problem for not only our industry but also for Albertans as a whole, that's where CEA can be there to be the voice to represent those interests and hopefully influence change. A PEGA and asset represent the individuals in our companies, the employees of our companies, whereas Consulting Engineers represents the company as a whole.
The Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Alberta is primarily an association that regulates the profession. So we make sure that people have the proper qualifications before they are licensed to practice and regulate the disciplinary and investigative functions, and we also make sure people are compliant with our act. We're closing in on 70,000 members, and the rate of membership is probably at an all-time record high. If it keeps going the way it is, then potentially another 10,000 in 2013.
ASSET is a professional organization representing some 17,500 technicians and technologists in applied science, engineering, and geoscience. We're a regulatory body under the Engineering and Geoscience Professions Act, and we provide advocacy services for the profession, information to the public. We also see ourselves as an important public servant. We think that quality in the work of the technician and technologist is terribly important to public safety. A great many of the consulting engineering firms employ a great number of technicians and technologists.
Alberta Road Builders and Alberta Construction Association are our partners in industry. So they build the projects, whether it's horizontal or vertical infrastructure, but they need plans and specs to do that, and that's where consulting engineers come into play.
The Alberta Road Builders and Heavy Construction Association is an industry association. We've been around since the mid-50s. Today we represent just over 850 members, a portion of which are contractors, heavy construction contractors that work in Alberta, and the other portion is the suppliers and the service providers who work with those contractors. We represent what we call horizontal infrastructure, which is anything involving our transportation infrastructure in Alberta, so roads, bridges, highways, municipal roads, sewer and water, and subdivision development. We primarily advocate for sustainable and long-term infrastructure support and investment in Alberta.
The Alberta Construction Association is the voice of the non-residential building contractors of Alberta. We serve our 2,000 member companies in three major ways. First, we are the liaison with the provincial government. Second, we develop and promote industry best practices. And third, we undertake initiatives to ensure a skilled workforce for our industry. The Alberta Construction Association is very proud of the long-standing successful partnership that we have with the Consulting Engineers of Alberta. Together, we have developed sound recommendations to ensure value for our clients, while at the same time ensuring an opportunity for a fair profit to be earned by our respective members.
The CEA is Consulting Architects of Alberta, and it's the business advocacy group that was started several years ago. It started because there wasn't a business advocacy body for architects. It was a germ of an idea that started as we saw what the Consulting Engineers of Alberta were doing, and then the Consulting Engineers of Alberta helped us greatly get our feet under us, introducing us to the processes that were required to gain traction in the infrastructure world. We focus our efforts on contracting and procurement, and through that process, making sure that we get fair value for the work that we do and contribute more value to the services that we deliver to our clients. The organization represents 40 member firms currently, and within those 40 member firms, there are 1,500 employees that work on a variety of different levels to contribute to the economy in Alberta.
If we're all together and we all unite around one common message, we can shape public policy. We can add value to this conversation. We think that our opinions are more than just technical. We think our opinions are ones where we can find solutions to some of the challenges that we're dealing with as a province, as a society.